payroll employee confidential information that is being held outside of the clerk's office returned to the clerk's office. Just for security parameters, henceforth, the clerk is the holder of all record of the township. So if there's a motion to that effect, that could be a motion as well.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion on the table. Is there support?
I'll support that.
There's motion and support. Roll call vote.
Discussion.
Oh, yeah, discussion. Sorry.
Is there, isn't that in the personnel, the policy, the personnel policy, isn't that in there?
Yeah, well, and it's statutorily as well. So
Well, I was gonna ask the question, is what's the statutory
Yeah.
procedure?
So, we just want clarification so we can move forward wholeheartedly. Any further discussion?
Yes,
Yes.
so since I became treasurer, anytime we approve
Thank you.
bills or payroll, the bills come up front, I pay the checks, match them up, I keep copies of all the checks that go out for payroll, or for payables. So for payroll, I would get copies, like I said, since I've been here, copies of everyone's pay stubs along with the, report that I go into the bank and approve the payroll that the clerk's office, prepares. And now all of a sudden, there's an issue with me having these, records. And I don't understand, I mean, things are secure, they're in my office, I don't know if there's a legality reason that I shouldn't have copies of the check stubs. And if
Well,
I'm
well, it
going
doesn't-
in and approving payroll, and I'm only looking at a report that says so-and-so gets this much, so-and-so gets this much, and that type of thing, I'm not really like looking into anything that may jump out at me as questionable.
Which we have said you can come to our office and review timesheets, pay stubs, any of that. People are not comfortable with any of their personal payroll information leaving the clerk's office. But you have all the right to come in and review that in our office.
Well, I just want to make it clear to the board that I'm not responsible for not having that information in front of me when I'm going in and doing that. And I think it's ridiculous that I have to go to your office to look at check stubs when I'm going in to approve payroll, when I could look at it at my own desk and bring it back to you, and prior to that, I've had copies.
Is there on a payroll report?
There's a report that,
Yeah, I just want to try to get my thoughts together here. So on a payroll, on a paycheck stub, not only do I have my name, but I have my address, I have my social security number.
Social
and I have
security
all
number is
the other-
blocked out. Any money you are, additionally, you're putting into pensions, HSAs, Aflac, stuff
So
that
that's
is not
sensitive information.
sensitive information that if someone even FOIA'd this information, we would have to black it all out.
Yeah, so why
So-
would you need that information?
I'm not saying I need that information,
Why
I'm
would you
saying,
want that information?
I'm saying when I get, for instance, I would get someone's check stub, I look at it and say, oh, this person is working X amount of overtime, or this person is, that number doesn't kind of make sense with maybe what they've normally gotten paid. It's just a way for me to check it out. I mean, and during this process is, and I feel that it's because a certain employee, I had noticed that this person was getting a stipend for deputy and the insurance stipend. I questioned it. I know there's some places that if a husband and wife work together, they can both, if one gets the insurance, the other one can get a stipend. Some places don't allow that. I did check it out. Our lawyer said, yes, you can do it, but if it needed to be addressed, it would have to be addressed during negotiation time. If I didn't see that, I would have never known. And what's the big secret that if it's okay with everybody that
Yeah.
she's getting that stipend, why is that a secret?
It's not a secret.
It wasn't,
It's
and I
a
think
contractual agreement.
we're starting to get off point.
Not
There-
really, because
there's-
that's where
well,
this kind of
statute-
stems
Well,
from.
it's
Well,
not
and
just coming from one
statutorily.
employee.
And,
So-
and alls I'm saying too is, when do employees start controlling what we do as a board?
We should give considerations as to the sensitivity of nature that information that's on the report, and statutorily, it is the holder of record of the township is the clerk. So having duplication of those documents does not do us any good in terms of.
Well, as long as
employee-
everyone is aware, and I want it on record, that if there's any issues with payroll, I'm getting the information and I'm approving it, that's it. I'm not digging into any further with it because wouldn't have the information.
I think it was already mentioned as well.
And every
If you
time
want-
I have to go to her office and dig into stuff and review everything if I wanna look at it in
We don't have
It's-
a payroll sheet that outlines this, that stuff, which is.
there. What if somebody was getting mispaid, for instance, if somebody, for instance, Devin's now going to be getting this stipend. If I didn't have his check stub and, we forgot to give him the stipend, I could notice on there, it wasn't included in here, I know we just approved it at this meeting. And, in 6 months or a year, he's not supposed to get that anymore. That's how I would catch it and say, he's not supposed to be
I
getting
guess if
this.
we make a mistake, we will own it.
And that's fine,
Yeah.
that's
So-
all I care about.
So I guess
I'm out of it.
we have a motion and support, and any duplicated employee roles should be returned for document shredding, since there's already the master copy in the clerk's office. Those should be
So we're
put
talking
into a-
about, just to be clear,
confidential destruction.
we're talking about years of stuff that I have been getting since I've been here,
Yeah.
that
So-
I will need some time to dig this stuff
Prior
up.
treasurer do that too? Is that just a normal, is that just
No.
been an ongoing thing?
We didn't have BSNA
No,
when
it
the
started
previous
with
treasurer
this
was
new
here.
administration.
Oh, okay.
So, like I said, it's not that big of a deal, because if the concern has come to my attention as supervisor from employees, plural, that they don't feel comfortable having duplications of their pay stubs. So we have a motion and support, all those files should be put into the document destruction bin, and we move forward. Is there any
Well,
further
I will
discussion?
give them to the clerk and she can put them in there so she knows she has them.
That sounds
And I'm not
wonderful.
accused of
No, there's
not
no
giving her
accusations,
something.
there's no accusations, it's just doing things the statutory appropriately. Any further
I just don't
dis-
want to walk into a data breach situation. either.
Well, and that's my concern as
Exactly.
well. So, any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Dunkel.
Yes.
Trustee Polly.
Yes.
Trustee Lappin.
Yes.
Clerk Palovich, yes. Treasurer Ellery Summers.
Yes.
Trustee Kroll.
Yes.
Supervisor Skibby.
Yes. At this point in time, is there any further discussion? Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
We have a motion to adjourn, support by Lappin. Meeting adjourned at 1:58. Thank you very much.